York City. I thought no better place to do a major markets engagement update for our Alumni Association Board than from the streets of Fifth Avenue in New York City. So what are we going to do to help engage our alumni that live in our major markets? First, we're going to listen. What are we doing in the major markets? What do we want to do? And then we're going to talk about and figure out how we get there. We're going to serve as a connection for alumni, figure out how they want to connect back to the university, and then we're going to get it done. We're going to communicate effectively and efficiently. We're going to build a community. I've had the opportunity to meet with our alumni boards in our larger markets, specifically Chicago, New York, DC, and San Francisco, because the first thing I need to do is listen. We need to listen to our boards and alumni of what they need from us. What do we need to do together to get to where we need to go? We've talked about structure. Board structures is what they have currently supporting the activities and the needs of both the volunteers and the alumni. We talk about areas of growth. If there are areas of growth identified, we work to meet those. An example of this in Chicago is recruiting new board members and committee members. We're going to host a recruitment event in collaboration with that club the Thursday evening before the MSUA Leadership Conference coming up here in a couple weeks. And we're going to tap all of our Spartan networks, both of the existing board members, Keith McGorris, who has an awesome network in Chicago, our MSUA liaison to that area, as well as the networks of my development colleagues, BJ Hall in Planned Giving and Kevin Gray in Major Gifts. And we're going to bring the right people in the room who bring skill sets that can help build out the board. And I hope that some of these people that we host in a week or two will join the Chicago Spartans and give some time. But that's what we're doing is first listening and assessing where we're at in the major market areas. The second thing that we're doing is looking at our communication in these metro areas. The alumni clubs in these areas serve as a major touch point or a major communicator for MSUAA and the university. We need to make sure we're doing that in a professional way and we're getting the messages across that we need to. So to do that, we launched something, a new initiative starting in New York City, where I duplicated a message, but working with Larry Alterman and Jason Slomak, the communicators on that board, I pushed a duplicate message to all good email addresses in New York. It mimicked and added to their current distribution lists. Almost instantly when that message hit, we saw a jump in engagement. Of the people that opened that email, 46% went and signed up for the MSU New York Spartans newsletter. And then 20% of the individuals that opened that newsletter went to the MSU Alumni Association membership join page, which is awesomely exciting. So I've just pushed a message to Washington, D.C., and we'll continue to build that out in the major markets, working in collaboration with the clubs, and really hope we see similar results as we did in New York City. The next thing that is pivotally important to our mission is membership. It needs to be weaved into everything that we do. And something unique that we're launching in Washington, D.C. is a dual membership. D.C. Pivot in the past has had a separate membership dues structure, and we just launched a dual membership. So hopefully in the next year we will transition into supporting just MSUAA membership versus a separate dues structure. We're having success with that. Shout out to both our marketing staff and our processing staff as we worked through that at light speed. I think I caused a few gray hairs, but we're seeing success and we're moving in the right direction. So that's a quick glimpse into our work in the major markets, and I appreciate and welcome any questions. I want to thank all of our major markets for the work that they do, and I'm looking forward and thoroughly enjoying the opportunity to work with you.
Hi, I'm Dave Brown with the Alumni Association Alumni Engagement Team. I've had the good fortune of working with many of you folks over the years, and many people watching this video and participating in our board are indeed alumni club leaders, and it gives me great joy to work with our alumni club volunteers no matter where they are, here in the state of Michigan or all over the country, and as Claire Brender would say, all over the world. And as the Alumni Association has changed, so have our clubs. I'm really pleased that many of our traditional clubs have embraced and engaged some of the new missions that have been set forth by this national board and our executive director, Scott Westerman. And some of the clubs have really excelled in bringing change within their own board structures and the types of events and activities they do that engage alumni at the local level. We're still at about 120 clubs and growing. It's a very dynamic process. Some clubs are thriving and doing very well, but as with all volunteer organizations, some groups need a little help and a little nudging, and that's why I'm here, and that's why our entire alumni engagement staff are here to help with all of our alumni groups. The other big change in the culture for our volunteer groups is we're making a huge switch in how we financially support our groups. I'm sure there'll be quite a bit of discussion at the board level about our policy of suspending the traditional dues dispersal format by geographic boundary. That is where we passively just cut a check based on the number of paid memberships for alumni in your club's geocode boundaries. The distinction there is that some groups, particularly here in the state of Michigan, got rather large sums of money compared to a smaller group, say in Iowa or the state of Washington, that maybe got a tiny check. What we want to do is support alumni volunteers with any idea or program or event or activity that support the engagement of all alumni within their interest area or their geographic boundaries, or support the other missions of high school recruiting, doing events and activities that bring Spartans together to help identify potential folks who might be of interest to our development colleagues. The point is, our new scheme will likely be where we ask groups to submit a proposal for funding, a marketing plan, how they want to go about doing it, how they measure success, and how they meet the different criteria that our board will be reviewing. This exciting change will kind of add a little bit of parity in how we support the funding for our groups, and I think paves the way for a lot of exciting potential events and growth for our alumni engagement groups in the future. And the other thing is Tim and John and Scott will tell you our use of social media has been skyrocketing, and I'm very pleased to dust off some of my somewhat dormant skills of doing video production at alumni events and functions around the country. And we've produced a whole bunch of videos that get posted on YouTube, the Alumni Association website, and a special site called Vimeo.com. And I hope you have a chance to take a look at some of these events and activities, a documentation of what our clubs are doing. And here's a sampling of those right now.
My siblings all went to MSU, so MSU is very diverse. And plus there's like a really good study abroad.
Pentwater's homecoming weekend. We always pigtail with that every year. We've done it for about 25 years. It turns out a win-win for the people of Pentwater and our club.
everyone, this is Tim Bograkis, the Young Alumni Coordinator here at the Alumni Association. I'm excited to have all you guys back in town this weekend for our Alumni Board meetings, and I'll give you a quick update of how the last year has been for me. It's been an awesome year. I've seen our office change a tremendous amount since I first took over. We've really ramped up our efforts, and we are doing things that are above the cutting edge. The first thing that we've really been a big initiative for us is our social media push. We're playing in a lot of different spaces right now, and in being able to engage with a high demographic of people around the country that are Spartans and that want to get reconnected with the university. We've had some good things happen in our academics and in our athletic departments that have helped in our cause, but overall our Alumni Association has really been the big push that has started to re-engage and reconnect a large quantity of people back to the university and with the Alumni Association. Secondly, engagement-wise, I've been able to travel the country this year through various golf outings and speaking engagements, and just getting involved with our alumni clubs all over the place that don't really get a large touch or a visit from someone from the university all the time. And it's really reaffirmed my love for the university to see people around the country who have walked the same path that I have on Michigan State's campus, who have had the same memories that I have had, just at a different time in their life. And I've been able to sit down with them and learn and listen to their memories and see how the love for Michigan State is nationwide and worldwide. It's amazing to me. I meet a Spartan everywhere I go. Anytime I have green and white on, somebody stops me in an airport or at a restaurant and they want to talk about what's going on campus. So I feel very fortunate that I get a chance to work here and spread this love that is Michigan State University. Also, we've seen a rebirth almost in our Detroit area, our Southwest Michigan clubs with our DetroitSpartans.com. This is a group of young, engaged Michigan State alums who have really kind of reconnected themselves and found their love again for Michigan State. They have formed their own group who are operating on a high level and are doing a great job of keeping our, one of our higher level alumni areas engaged with events and different things that are giving back to the university. They're not just taking from us, they're also providing us a value with great information, great people that are there to mobilize and to help with all the causes that we have on a monthly and a daily basis. One of the huge things that we got accomplished this year was every graduating senior from last year became a member of the Alumni Association if they took the time to sign up. We ran our MSU 2010 and 2010 campaign where we wanted to get 2,010 new members upon graduation, which we succeeded upon. And I think it was a great campaign for us to get out in front of our seniors, kind of give them an idea of who the Alumni Association is, and the fact that we are their connection and their network for life. Most people didn't really realize what the Alumni Association did and what our value was, and we've really revamped that and changed it up so they can now become active and an active member of our alumni clubs throughout the country and wherever they move. Advice for the next year. I want to keep dominating the alumni world. We're doing a great job, as I've been saying, and the people in our office are on the same page. We're having a great time doing it. Our volunteer groups are unbelievable with the leadership we have in place. I feel very confident in where we're going with our leadership in our office and having all of you on board with us. It's going to be a great rest of the year. It's going to be a great rest of our lives as Spartans. So let's continue to go out there, preach the good word of Michigan State, keep re-engaging our Spartans, and continue to grow our network so we can kind of take over the world.